Journey to Wholeness. I want to talk about self-care and soul care, the difference. I think a lot of times we hear a lot self-care, self-care, self-care. We never hear that much about soul care. So I want to share with you some information on the difference between self-care and soul care. So self-care refers to activities and practices individuals engage in to maintain and enhance their physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It includes routines, actions that promotes relaxation, rest, overall wellness, such as exercise, healthy eating, adequate sleep, and leisure activities like reading or taking a bath. Self-care is often about addressing immediate needs and preventing burnout by managing stress and promoting general health. While valuable, self-care primarily focuses on maintaining balance and comfort in everyday life. Soul care. Soul care is the intentional nurturing and healing of the inner self, addressing deeper emotional and spiritual wounds or needs. It involves practices and activities that connect an individual to their core values, purpose, and spirituality, helping them to process profound life experiences such as grief, trauma, or loss. Soul care includes activities like prayer, meditation, journaling about feelings, spiritual counseling, and seeking solace in nature or sacred places. It is about finding peace, purpose, and healing at a deeper level, recognizing that some wounds cannot be addressed through superficial means like a spa day or an exercise routine. The difference between self-care and soul care. While self-care focuses on daily maintenance and immediate physical or emotional well-being, soul care addresses deeper, more significant emotional and spiritual needs that require reflection, connection, and healing at a profound level. For example, a spa day may help alleviate stress to provide self self-care. It won't heal the deep sorrow or spiritual confusion from the loss of a loved one. Soul care involves practices that tend to the wounds of the soul, providing long-term healing and restoration. So when it comes to self-care and soul care, we have to discern what we need to give ourselves in those times. Because a lot of times we're so focused on the self-care, we don't realize that our soul needs things as well. So, and the soul is about intentional nurturing and healing of the inner self, addressing deeper emotional and spiritual wounds or needs. It involves practices and activities that connect the individual to their core values, purpose, and spirituality, helping to access profound life experiences, okay, such as grief and trauma or loss. So when it comes to trauma, we can't just put a band-aid of self-care on that. We have to incorporate soul care because those wounds are so deep. If I am experiencing trauma, if I am experiencing triggers, self-care is not going to help me. I need soul care because it's a soul wound. It's an internal wound. I can't heal an internal wound externally with a face mask or going to the spa or getting my nails done. That's not going to help my soul. It might help me look good, but internally, I got to deal with the soul. I got to heal the soul. I got to nurture the soul. And your soul is your mind, will, body, and emotions. So we got to nurture that. Because some of these wounds are deep. And self-care ain't going to fix it. We got to go within. Every time we trigger, it stirs up that trauma, those unresolved issues, the unresolved pain that we never addressed or talked about. Therefore, self-care is not going to help with that. It's not going to be the only thing. You can do the self-care also and incorporate the soul care, because those are two different things. And sometimes our body, our soul is requiring care, nurture. We need to address those deep wounds with a safe person in a safe space, because it's deep and it needs to be taken carefully. It needs to be taken care of carefully. It needs to be nurtured. So I wanted to share the difference between the self-care and the soul care, because like I said, I don't think that we talk enough about, I don't hear enough about soul care. All I hear is self-care, self-care. And even when I am, working with clients or speaking to people, I'm noticing that, the information that I am studying, that I am receiving, it's about self-care. And I like to also add soul care, because I think soul care is really key to healing those, to nurturing those deep wounds. Because once you start peeling those layers back, you're gonna need to nurture that soul. And how do you nurture that soul? You nurture the soul by activities like meditation, journaling, spiritual counseling, and seeking solace in nature and sacred places. It's about finding peace, purpose, and healing at a deeper level, and recognizing that some wounds cannot be addressed through superficial means like a spa day or an exercise routine. So there's a difference between self-care and soul care. Based on what you are experiencing, based on what you have, that you're working through and working with, we got to discern, do I need self-care or do I need soul care? Because those are two different things. I hope this was helpful, like it was helpful for me. And I wanted to share this with you. There's a difference between self-care and soul care. Be blessed.